So, guys, this is the continuation of linking things. So, how you should link things. So, I really had a very sexual addiction where I'm addicted to not having sex, but having verbal sex online on Monkey app and Omegle like apps. That is one. And watching porn, like it's the intensity and the fetishes are skyrocketing every time I watch it. And the third one is uh, reading Litorica, that is sex stories. And the fourth one is having a seductive voice in my room on my laptop to help me uh, feel that I'm having sex while masturbating. So I was addicted to all these, and on top of that, I was also addicted to prank calling my friends. I would just call a person who is who has no purpose in life, just like how I used to be, and I would call him. I would talk to him all day, or like 1 or 2 hours, and I would ask him to call my friends and irritate him, or uh, badmouth, or just scold them, not in a bad way, but just to waste the time. It's kind of funny for me, but it's not really funny, and it's not really productive or good for anyone, because it was done all day. It was done literally all day, and the rest of the time I would just do all the four. That is wanking my dick. So, how do you think I would how do you think I can get rid of all these addictions? First, I would accept I have all these addictions, and the second step would be, let me tell how my addiction goes. It's very, 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 very strong. When I'm eating, I get this thought of masturbating to a girl online on Monkey app using verbal oral sex, not oral, verbal communicating sex, where I and she can imagine we having sex, and that's once, and she doesn't come again. We don't share any contact details. That just passes. It's like having sex with random strangers online. Online. Note it. So it is very addictive. It was a strong addiction, because uh, I could just spend all my day in that, in my bed. I would show you that. See, this is the cozy bed, and I would close all the windows for my comfort, and I would wank it like all day. Like sometimes it goes 6 hours, and the later I would just, and if I didn't find a female, or if I didn't find a girl who would be ready to wank with me, I would just do it all the time. I would just do it until she comes. So when she doesn't come, what happens? Again, so I end up not wanking my dick off in the morning. So my mother comes, my father is not staying here. My mother comes, and when my brother comes some evening, I would just stop it all, and I would waste my time on phone. And later when she sleeps in this room, I would just go to that room, lock my rooms, and open that Monkey app, especially, and if not Omegle, and 2 3 other apps running simultaneously, and I would just wait for that chick hungrily. So after that, if I don't do it, so I would do it. I would try to find this girl again the next day, and I conditioned in my mind that if I masturbate for more than once, that is twice or thrice or thrice, I would just masturbate the next day only once, and I would quit. That is the rule I have made my mind to condition, was masturbate only once a day and quit. Did you get it? So if I masturbated twice a day, I would just masturbate the next day, the first thing in the morning, without any porn, with only my imagination. If I did it with my, and if I didn't do it with my imagination and rather use the porn, I would just do the next day for only once. And if clearly doesn't happen once because you're very hungry and you're addicted. So this is the way I conditioned my brain conditioned myself to go on wanking until I become a zombie or an old man, wasting all my precious years. So this is all happened. I'm being very, I should say, particular about how I used to be, and just skip this. So this is how I used to be. So now what am I doing? I'm linking all these things that make me end up wanking my dick, all these things, the thoughts of all these things. I'm just, when you get this thought of verbal sex, or watching porn and wanking it off, or reading sex stories, or having a seducing voice online to wank, or using my imagination, if that thought comes, I would just jump and read a book which is presently Your Brain on Porn. And if that gets completed, I would read a couple of porn addiction breaking books, and my addiction will be gone forever. So that's how it goes, and it's like, I don't remember, it's third or fourth day without me wanking off to any shitty videos online. So this is how I linked my bad addiction, and on my way to break this addiction and saying forever, because porn and masturbation has very, very, very bad consequences to it. You evolve backwards. So you're standing at this tall, at this height, and you'll go shorter. You'll go dwarf. Not physically, but mentally, spiritually, socially, and in every possible. So, and that affects my confidence. That affects my speaking. That affects my voice, my power, my every good thing. I'm very sure about it. So, for knowing about the porn related consequences or negative effects, you can search on Google and you can read this wonderful book, which is Your Brain on Porn, which I'm currently reading. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So the next thing would be, so how I started linking all these things that lead me to wanking to simply reading the book. So how did I end up doing that? So the very first days, like the first and the second days, it would be very difficult. And even though I didn't get an urge, I told my brain that I got the urge, and I habituated myself to open the laptop and read. That went for a couple of times. The habit has been the linking habit. So this is called habit stacking, which was given in the Atomic Habits. So coming to this, so this habit stacking or linking this habit to the previous one to the new one is helping me tons. So I'm taking this for my betterment or for my positive life changes. So I would give you another example in a couple of minutes, and I would just wind this off in a minute or two. So, to sleep early in a day, I would sometimes forcing yourself to wake up really early and not sleeping in the afternoon let you will let you sleep early as well as wake you up early. But it didn't work for me that way. I would say I just slept. I ate a lot. I ate a lot so that I would get sleep, and I slept. So this is not the same for everyone, but it went really good for me. I slept after eating a stomach full of food, and I made sure that it was around 9:30. So again, I would wake up at 5. No excuses, baby. 5 or 5:30, and I would just continue my habit. So I don't know why I get some negative thoughts in the morning. Like I would get some weird dreams, like very weird. I would tell you in a very short video.